Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Hockey Happy Hour. This is the Febreze Hour, too, possibly for one Michael Klankoff.
Yes.
So we had a sub in here from one Tom Arnone here for about 5 seconds there. Cameo. That's what we do. Yeah. Oh, God, that's great. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Hockey Happy Hour live from the BMW Atlantic City Studios here in Mount Ephraim, New Jersey. This is the Penguin lover himself, Michael Klankoff.
Hi.
Who has visited the toiletries. He's good now. I think we're good. Right, Mike?
Yeah, I'm good now.
You sure?
Yes, sir.
Are you sure?
Positive.
Don't you lie to me.
We'll see. We'll see in about 20 minutes.
We'll see about 5 minutes. All right, we'll see. Oh, God. Well, all right. Who's got the over and under that he's got to take a shit in about 5 minutes, too? I'm thinking, like, about 5. 5.
I'll be back.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Oh, man, you would think the Penguins were in the conference finals with the way his stomach is rumbling. It's just the Golden Knights for crying out loud.
Just
Christ. Just the Knights.
Just the Knights.
Oh, and this is all brought to you by, not the shitting, the show. It is all brought to you by Scanzano Sports Center, located at 5 Carnegie Plaza in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Give them a call at 856-889-3434 or visit them on the web at www.scanzanosports.com. All right, so in case anyone's been wondering through the title of the show, it is the conference finals. It is in full swing, and right now the Vegas Golden Knights have a chance to make history, and so do the Washington Capitals as well, and I know that just makes you so happy.
Boo.
That makes you the happiest man on the face of the planet.
Not at all.
Knowing the fact that Alexander Ovechkin may actually hoist up his first Stanley Cup in his career.
I hope not.
Oh,
I don't ever want to see
Come
it.
on, stop being so greedy. You got to see your captain hold
Okay,
up fucking
you would,
three.
You would never want to see Crosby hold up a cup.
Of course not.
Exactly. So
Because-
you get my point. That you just explained your point right there.
No, it's different. No.
How is it different?
Because you're spoiled. So you don't have an opinion right now.
Just because we have 3 in my
yes, that is
lifetime
the exact reason why you have no opinion.
Come
That
on.
is the exact
Come
reason
on.
why. Please feel
crazy.
free to comment if he has an opinion or not. I'm in the no
If
category.
I didn't have an opinion, I wouldn't be here.
By the way, we actually have Ryan Brodo behind the board.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good to have
And,
you. Good to have you.
Good to be here.
Yeah, so Mr. Brodo, do you think that he has an opinion or no?
Well, since
well,
I am
we're going to weigh
a
this
big
in now.
Flyer fan and I'm still a hater of the Pittsburgh Penguins, and I
That's
would say
everybody
no. No opinion.
No opinion.
No.
All right, so no
We're
opinion.
gonna change
Klankoff.
the poll for this week.
Yeah,
all right?
whether or not Mikey has an opinion or not. Which is, what is your Stanley Cup scenario? The 4 possibilities are the Washington Capitals versus the Vegas Golden Knights, which I think Mikey would love to see, just to see the Capitals lose to the Vegas Golden Knights. I'm sure you're probably fantasizing about that right now.
As long as Ovi's not holding the cup, then I don't care.
Well, okay, so what actually beats you more? Is it Ovi not winning a cup, or is it Fleury winning his third?
Knowing that there's like 4 or
which
5
one?
Penguins on the Vegas Golden Knights,
So-
and they
so
were to
that one-
take out
all right.
Ovechkin, I'd be fine with.
Is that the one that comforts you at night? Is it the one where, the
I just don't
Golden
want
Knights win
Ovechkin
it?
to even say he got there. That's what I want. That's what I want. At this point, I don't even want him to be there.
So your dream scenario is that Alexander
Just
Ovechkin
lose
never gets to the
this
Stanley
series.
Cup
Yes.
Finals at
Lose
all.
the series.
God, yeah. I had a dream once too. You know what that dream was? Was that Sidney Crosby never wins a Stanley Cup. That dream never came true, sadly.
Well.
That's what happens to dreams. They come
And
crashing
he's won more
down.
and more.
Yeah, they really come crashing hard when reality sets in and you realize, God damn it, life sucks. Fucking Sidney Crosby has 3 goddamn Stanley Cups.
What a shame.
Christ. Oh, man. So with that being said, the Eastern Conference Finals, the Washington Capitals against Tampa Bay Lightning, currently in progress. It is tied at 2 apiece. The Capitals are just fucking unloading on the Tampa Bay Lightning right now. I mean, my God, it was like 1:44 left in the second, and finally, Tampa got into the double digits in shots on goal.
Yeah.
I mean, crying out loud,
Bad.
what the fuck?
It's absolutely bad.
Oh, my God.
But you know what, though? It's a tie game. So, it's not how many shots you take. It's, the quality of the shots and which ones go in. So
Yeah, that's a good point. Oh, damn, the USA is actually they beat
won,
the
yeah.
Czech Republic in the World Championship right now. It's scored by Patrick Kane. Okay, that makes
Yeah.
perfect sense right there.
pretty sure he had 2 today.
Oh God, in Canada,
So,
did they just win?
yeah.
Yeah, they just beat Russia.
Yeah.
Is Sidney Crosby captain?
No, I don't think he's even playing in it.
Yeah.
And same thing with Malkin. I know Malkin's
He's not playing for Russia.
No, he's
Well, he
been out
can't
with
now. I think this was the elimination game. So, hey, if the U.S. does,
that's got to be the first game.
Really?
That has to be the first set of games. I think. I might be wrong.
I don't know. I think the World Championship, oddly enough, has the worst timing in the world. They try to correlate with the Stanley Cup playoffs. I'm like, that is the stupidest thing you could do
Yeah.
because you do
Got all
realize.
the young pups in there.
Yeah, you do realize that it's like there's going to be like nobody for Canada and there's going to be nobody for the United
Which
States.
is fine because then another country actually has a chance. That's why we saw it in the Olympics this year.
No,
The fact that
no.
Germany made it to the final. I mean, come on.
Okay, I'm fine with that. I have nothing against Germany. Germany deserves a medal. But that's just in the Olympics. In the World Championship, fuck that.
Deutschland.
Deutschland. You true and proudful fatherland that it is.
Yes. I'll find out that I'm not even from there. No.
Klankov's not even your real last
No.
name. There's no German in you at all.
Not at all. That would be so upsetting.
What, that your last name's Klankov and you're not German?
Yeah, that would be upsetting.
Oh, man. Oh, there's so much to be proud of, though, for Germany. Look at their
yeah,
history.
great history.
Look at all the great things that they gave to the world.
Ugh.
Like 2 world wars.
Yeah.
Oh, man. It's all right, though. At least you're an American, and they ended those 2 world wars. So that all comes back full circle.
Well, Chrome on the Facebook chat
That's
chimes
what I
in.
was getting to.
Yeah,
I'm happy.
yeah. Go ahead, Clink.
No, go ahead.
I was going
Go
to say, he says the chairman and the best hair in the business, and then the stupid Penguins jersey. So just analyzing what he sees is on the
Don't
screen, I
make
guess.
fun of my Fleury jersey.
He also says, how about those Caps, fellas?
Yeah, man. How about them Caps,
They're
dude?
surprising me.
They
to be
lost
honest.
those first 2 games to Columbus, man. That woke them right the fuck up, and, man, they have not looked back since.
Lost 3 games since then.
Yeah.
That's it.
Whew.
David Roska chimes in, saying Washington will win tonight and win the series in Game 5.
Damn, you are not giving Tampa a single hopes in hell of being the Eastern Conference champion, which I can live with because I don't want Tampa to win another Stanley Cup.
It's
Honestly,
I don't know.
I
It's
don't
tough.
want Tampa to win another cup because it's such a fraud fan base. Honest to God, it is. I mean, it's bad enough that they have one. Actually, let me put it to you guys, since you guys love the NFL. How bad is it to know that the Buccaneers have a Super Bowl? That's pretty bad, don't you think? That's kind of bad because it's like,
Yeah.
are there really Buccaneers fans out there? Let's call it what it is.
I mean, there is Browns fans out there.
So I guess anything's
I could
possible.
never stand behind a team like that. I mean, that would just kill me.
Well, okay, so actually, who is the Cleveland Browns of the NHL? Would it be? It's these guys. It's the Phoenix Coyotes.
No,
That's who it
I
is.
said this
Yeah.
on a previous show. I said the Flyers goaltenders are like the Cleveland Brown quarterbacks.
Yeah,
They-
but
the
they're just
goaltend-
it's just the quarterbacks though. It's not the actual
Well, that's
team.
what I'm saying. No, I'm
Like,
not
you-
saying it's the team. But your
Okay,
team
good.
is built around your quarterback. It doesn't matter, offense and defense. They control the game.
Yeah, right.
And what
I
does
mean,
the goaltender do in the NHL? They control the game. That's
it's
what I'm
so
saying.
bad.
The
like,
Flyers have not found that goalie yet that's
No.
like, hey, we got
See,
our man for the next 12 years.
here's the sad part. Washington, they were going through a semi-similar struggle because they had Tomas Vakoun,
Yeah.
and then they lost him because Vakoun had to retire early.
Well,
due
he
to,
actually retired when he came to us.
Oh,
That's
that's
when
right.
he
And then he had the
retired.
CTE problems, and then
Yeah.
he had to retire
Yeah.
permanently, which is a shame because he was only in his 30s,
Yeah.
oddly enough. Hate fucking Kunitz, still do to this day. But,
Still one of my favorites. to
yeah,
this
that no surprise there. God.
day. 3 cups. Thank you.
Son of a bitch, always scored on the Flyers, piece of shit. Anyway, on top of that, though, they had Semyon Varlamov as well, and then he went to Colorado, and I think he's enjoying himself there. I think it's safe to say with that team that's
Good
making
young team.
Yeah.
I mean, they got a lot looking forward to.
Yeah,
so.
they do. They definitely have a lot looking forward to us. And not to us, to them.
To
What
them.
the fuck am I talking about? God damn it, Brian's not here, and that's what's pissing me off. Damn it!
Throwing
I'm
you off.
sorry.
No, not you. You're welcomed any time, Ryan.
Brian, Ryan, same thing. Just get your ass on the couch, will you?
What is it with you and people's asses? First you want Brian's ass, now you want Ryan's ass. What the
I
hell?
want the viewers to see what we have on this show. All right?
Oh, okay. Wait a minute. No, I'm taking that too far. I'm taking it too far. Dirty mind. Went right to the
you gotta
gutter.
watch
God
it.
damn it. Dick in the box. God damn it. Oh, anyway.
That is a good song.
That is a good song, actually, by the
Just
way.
throwing it
That's a
out there.
great
I
song.
feel like, didn't we bring that up on Lazy Book?
We did, actually. It came
That
full
reference
circle,
came-
goddammit.
It came up in back-to-back
It
shows.
did. It did. It came
Oh
up.
my
Oh, my
God.
God. Oh, damn it.
Matthew.
But between me actually quoting an event that happened in this day in history at a WCW pay-per-view, you bring up something from 2 weeks ago that happened in history on WWE television. My God. This is bad. This is a bad sign. That means the world's about to end. Christ.
Why is Brian Wilson the saltiest person on this show?
What did he say?
What do you
He's
say
like,
this time?
Clanky, eat shit. Pittsburgh only got good because they were on the cusp of folding the franchise and got a ton of picks that were star players. Fuck Schittsburg.
I mean, okay.
That's just saltiness.
No,
right there.
no. But you know what? He is right, though.
No, shit, he's right. They were
going
to go to fucking Oklahoma
Yeah.
City. Like, I mean,
What-
that was one of the places that they were going to move to.
That's right. And then they became an AHL
And
franchise.
then Mario was like, let me just fucking take over this team.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
now look at us. So eat shit, Brian, because we're the team that won 3 Stanley Cups since then. So
Oh, God. You know what we need to do? You know what? Hey, Wills, please, if you can, find the time. Please come onto this show. I want you to come onto this show, please, and I want you to talk to him directly with your ripping. I need to see this in person, live in color. I need to see
He
this.
might drive over here right now.
Please do so. I want to see it. I really
he
do.
might come up late, though. So
Anyway.
We get the shots fired already. Oh, if this does happen, this has to happen at some point. This has to happen. I will go either to Wills directly or I will go through Tom. I do not care. I want this to happen on this show. But anyway, back to hockey. So, with that being said, though, the Capitals finding their goalie, Braden Holtby, man, it turned them around, and now it starts to show that, yeah, this team's got a chance. Oh, and do you know who he replaced?
who
Come on. You know him very well. We talk about him a lot on this show.
who got who replaced?
Who did Holtby replace on the Washington Capitals? It's a certain somebody that we talk about a lot on this show.
I
Was
just
the Capitals starting goalie before he got hurt. And then
Neuwirth.
Neuwirth, yes. See? Have to drop that subtle
See,
hint.
I remember because
Yeah.
when Holtby came out, he was phenomenal. I always remember being like, oh, Holtby with the save. That's back when I liked him. Then I realized his fucking beard goes all the way down to his chest, and I started hating him.
What, were you envious of his beard?
No, it's weird.
What's wrong with a beard that goes down to your chest? He
It's
wants to
weird.
be a Viking.
No, that's weird.
There's nothing wrong with
no,
that.
it's
Just
not
like
that. It's connected from his chin that goes down to its beard. It's all this area too. It's just weird.
So the
It's just-
goatee is what
it's-
it should just
it's
be
just
the
like
goatee
it's
part.
that awkward neck beard that just continues down to your chest. It's
So
weird.
so he's Ralph.
Pretty much.
Jeez, Ralph.
That's the neck
man.
beard right there.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's great. I don't know. I don't think there's anything wrong with neck beards. Just saying. You know, just saying right now. All right. So
I had to get rid of mine for yesterday, but
it's all right though, dude. It'll come back.
oh yeah,
It'll make
it's
a
already
comeback.
come. It's already scruffy. I'm like,
Well,
Jesus
okay, so
Christ,
now more
overnight.
importantly, when are you gonna get those locks back? That's the
Nah.
other important thing.
never.
What? That's bullshit. You got to bring those back at
Nah,
some
I
point,
can't.
dude. Come on, bring them
Maybe-
back.
Maybe when I'm 50 and retired. And have
He's
nothing
moved
else
on
to
from
do.
that, Maddie.
Yeah.
He's moved on. He has apparently moved up in the world, past long hair. God damn it. Actually, I think I'm the only person on this station who has that left. Does Ralph still have his long hair or no?
No.
No, I am the only one who has it left.
The only one with flow.
Damn, man.
Believe me, I saw a dude with some nice flow the other day. I was like, damn.
All right, let's get back on the topic. We're getting way
I
off
miss
here.
it.
We are getting way off topic right now. So, Capitals and Tampa Bay, third period right now, tied at 2 games apiece. Whoever wins this game, if Washington wins it, they take a stranglehold on the series, 3-1. Tampa Bay, if they can tie this series up and actually beat Washington both games in Washington, I feel like it's anybody's series again. Because then you go back to Tampa, and whoever wins that game might very well win the series. If you go to a Game 5, and it's a very highly contentious one, and it goes to OT, whoever wins that one might actually wind up winning either Game 6 or Game 7 and going on to the Stanley Cup Finals.
Yeah, I mean this series is definitely interesting. I mean, I want Tampa Bay to definitely win tonight just to keep it even more interesting here. Going back to Tampa Bay after this game, so
Yeah. I mean, there you see.
Even though every road team has won the in every game so far in this series, it's kind of weird.
It has been weird, man. It's been weird. It's so weird because when you look back on it, it's like when you even go back to the Flyers-Penguins series, the Flyers only won games in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
They didn't win a single game in
We
Philly.
went 3-0
Like, it's
in
the
Philly.
weirdest thing.
Yeah, it
but
went
they
1-2 in Pittsburgh.
It's the weirdest damn thing.
There's a comment over on YouTube. We got Foolish Demon chiming in, and we have
Hey, what's up, man?
Kevin2512 Belgrade, who we named last night. We call him Kev for short.
Kev.
I like it.
Yeah. You actually would love this comment, Klinkoff. He
Ooh,
says,
finally.
I'm a huge Flyers fan, but Sidney Crosby is hands down amazing, awesome, so good of a hockey player. I pray, dream, and hope and wish we could draft a legend like Crosby. If our orange and black had number 87, maybe we would have 3 World Stanley Cups like Pittsburgh Penguins, just being honest in my opinion.
Oh, there's no doubt. I mean, we talked about this last show about how different in players, like just comparing Crosby and Ovechkin and the fact that
if it
Crosby-
had been
Cros- yeah.
reversed.
Crosby makes everybody around him better.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it. Like I said, like what would have happened if Washington had gotten Crosby and Ovechkin had gone to Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
You know, how different would it be? Would it be where Washington walks away with 3 Stanley Cups and Pittsburgh's the one still looking for their third?
Yeah.
You know, it's very interesting to see how these two players are so different. But yet you look at their stats, you're like, my God, like no one compares to them right now.
Oh, I know. It's just it's insane. I thought they scored. I saw everybody jump up. I got nervous.
You got nervous and you thought, shit, Washington's about to win.
And then Foolish Demon chimes in, and he says, I have to say, the NHL playoffs are 1,000,000 times better than the NBA playoffs.
Wow.
100%
Well,
agreed.
Yeah, because the 1 seed isn't just blowing. Well, I mean, yeah, we did see Vegas sweep the Kings, but
that was a very
that
close
was a good
series. Very close
It was
series.
all 1-goal
Yes.
games in
and
overtime.
OTs,
Like we had a
yes.
1-0 game. Like that's a good game. They're not like 5-0, blowout games where in the NBA 1 versus 8 is a fucking 120 to 96 game every game.
Honestly, like I was on the edge of my seat in that series.
Yeah.
It was such a sweep, but at the same time too, I could not take my
I was
eyes
amazed.
off of the
I was
games. It was
surprised.
so intense and so crazy. Trust me, if you put LA with a couple of more pieces, holy shit, LA had a chance to win that series, you
Oh,
know?
there's
If they just
absolutely
had a
no
couple
doubt.
more pieces going for them.
And then his predictions, he says, I'm going to throw a curve and say Vegas and Tampa Bay.
Okay.
That's an interesting one right there.
That's where I was before the playoffs started.
That would be interesting. That would probably come down to defense, really, at the end of the day, because goaltending is solid on both teams. Offense is obviously there. It would really come down to what team really has the defense working. If Tampa's defense is shit, Vegas would win easily.
Yeah.
If Vegas's defense starts to break down, Tampa could easily take advantage of it. It really would come down to that if it became that Stanley Cup final.
That's for sure. A couple more comments coming in, too, on Facebook. We got
Vasilevsky just made a wonderful save.
Damn, I just put my head down. Tom Arnone comes in, Caps in Vegas. What's up, fam? What's up, Tommy? Mike Chromiak again comes in. He says, agreed, Caps and Knights. He goes, Knights make history. # book it.
That is not lazy booking.
Brian Wilson again, man, he's loving us tonight. He goes, NHL playoffs are always great. Oh my God, Tampa goalie just made a great save. Yeah, the one that I just put my head down was definitely a save that I just missed. And Chromiak again, hockey is the least favorite of the Big Four, and I absolutely love their playoffs.
It's a shame too because does hockey deserve to be the least favorite? I don't think it does. Honestly.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Now, maybe I'm just being a bit of a dick because I love hockey and I can't stand the sport. But I really think basketball really shouldn't be as loved as it is. Because, honestly, it's the same shit.
I love basketball,
but honestly, it's the same shit every goddamn year.
Yeah, I mean,
honestly, it's the
is.
same fucking thing. What is so exciting about that? At least with football, you have a chance to see a possible upset. Yeah, unless it's the Patriots.
I was going to say, Matt, there's not much to say about football. I mean, Tom Brady's been in
but think about it,
10
though.
of the last fucking 12 Super Bowls.
Yeah,
so.
but think about it, though. He has been beat, and there's still excitement of who's going to beat him there. But at the same time, though, at least in football, it's a new season every week, like they say all the time.
Yeah,
so
there's
it's
no
a
doubt.
possibility that your team could be in or your team could be out in just 1 week.
In 1 week.
So
yeah,
there's
yeah.
that excitement there. So it's just like, what is so exciting about our regular season that we obviously know who's going to win the championship? Whoever has LeBron or is Golden State most likely wins the damn thing. So it's like, what is so exciting about that? Like, why even have the season? Let's just have the series. Like, all right, Cleveland, Golden State, who the fuck's winning it this time? Like, it's not exciting. It's really not, at least in my opinion.
No, I mean, you have a point with the regular season. I mean, the regular season, it's kind of like, okay, let's delay some things until the actual playoffs. No, you have a point. You have a point. I still love it, though. I mean,
there's no doubt. I
I'm
mean,
not saying that.
But this is like the only time that I'm actually following more of the NBA playoffs. I mean, there's no doubt. Like, when I was younger, I'm not even going to lie, I followed NBA more than I followed hockey. You know, so it's like I still have that love for the NBA. I grew up fucking watching LeBron James. There was nothing better than doing that in 2003 when he got drafted, you know. So I've always been a LeBron lover, always followed where he went, whatever. But, you know, it's like the same thing with hockey. Like, you know, we're getting a couple comments saying it, like the NHL will never have that same kind of following as the NBA.
I know,
It's
and
just-
it's just a shame, but it doesn't deserve it. At least in my opinion,
No,
it doesn't
well,
deserve
because
it.
we
you
love
know?
hockey, so it's you know we're those fans that are actually saying it, you
And
know?
we don't live in Canada,
Yeah.
so you know
So,
that's the
yeah.
other thing too.
I mean,
you know,
think about it. We in America have the NHL, AHL, and ECHL, whereas Canada, they have like fucking 17
20
developmental leagues,
yeah.
like everything. You
'Cause
know,
all-
obviously teams in the NHL and Canada as well.
all the junior leagues are run through
Oh, yeah.
Canada, and
So-
there's like 3 or 4 American clubs, but they're owned by Canadians.
Yeah, so I mean,
it's
you
like,
just think
you
like
know,
like I guess we could say maybe baseball is like is Canada's. I'm trying to word this here. Our baseball is like Canada's hockey kind of thing. Like,
basically,
you know,
yeah.
Where we have all of those developmental leagues for baseball, where Canada
Yeah.
has it for hockey.
Yeah, I mean, I just honestly think, like, you know, is it really fair that hockey is the 4th? It really is not fair that it is. You know, I mean, I get it. It's not the sport that the U.S. will sit down and watch all the time. It's just like, I just don't think that's fair. Really, honestly, I just don't think it's fair that
Well,
it's there.
I'll ask you guys, as obviously you guys are way bigger hockey fans than I am. I used to be, like, if you go back to, like, 2004, 2005, hockey was my only sport.
Yeah.
Like, I loved it more than anything. And I'll ask you guys, like, for me, I see a huge difference between the sport then and the sport now.
Oh, yeah.
And I feel like that dramatically hurts the product. Like, for me, the thing that killed hockey for me was the year, I believe it was 2004, where the Flyers lost in the conference finals
To Tampa
against
Bay.
Tampa. Then the next year they go into the strike.
Yeah.
And the year after, it's like a complete light switch. It's not the same.
Yeah.
I mean, what happened too, and that actually wound up coming back to bite the Flyers in the ass, which is where we are now, trying to get out of that. But the thing about that is that did kill it, because that whole year of the lockout it ruined the opportunity for hockey to make money. It ruined the opportunity for it to continue its momentum. It did kill it in a lot of places like Phoenix that had decent teams and were consistently competing for the playoffs, and then for a whole year it's not there. In a market like that where it's warm all the time, it's in the middle of a goddamn desert, you know, like you're questioning
I'll never
why
understand.
why the fuck a hockey team's out there in the first place, but you lose it. Like a team like that, a year off kills it.
Yeah.
It just crushes it completely.
It loses everything. It
Yeah,
loses momentum.
See, here's the thing.
Loses, you know.
Yeah, but we're fans of teams that we would never lose that, because there's loyal fan bases.
Yeah.
You know, Pittsburgh has their loyal fan base. The Flyers have their loyal
Oh, no
fan
doubt.
base.
Yep.
They
Yeah.
never lose their fan base. There will always be somebody there. I mean, Pittsburgh's one of the highest selling buildings. So is Philadelphia.
They've sold out every game since they've moved
Yeah.
to now PP&G. So.
Yeah, and Philadelphia is constantly a sellout most of the time, unless the Flyers blow. But, you know, and I'm pretty sure the same thing with Pittsburgh anyway. If they blow, they're not going to sell out the arena either. Yes, but the thing is that that's the issue you run into, is that lockout killed a lot of those markets. I'm surprised it didn't kill Anaheim. But what really saved Anaheim was them winning a Stanley Cup. They won a Stanley Cup, and they also had a really solid team that got back into the playoffs and went on a run. A team like that was at risk of falling apart. You know, same thing with San Jose. These are teams that were at risk because it's non-traditional markets. You don't know if it's going to work there.
Oh, yeah.
But Anaheim, San Jose are the perfect example of a team that survives and thrives and can make it. Nashville, another one. Non-traditional, but they survive and they thrive, and they're still here.
Yeah.
So
Definitely. Let me get to. We got a lot of comments rolling.
Yeah,
in on
go right ahead
Facebook.
and
Frank Vespi comes in and says Caps and Jets. He said he wants red out versus white out. Brian Wilson says Tampa versus Vegas. Chromiak again. I was a huge hockey fan. I used to play. They lost me after the second lockout. It's never been the same for me. He goes, I'm a big Flyers fan, but I do not follow the rest of the league like I do the other sports. Wilson comes in and says, move to Canada, Matty. NBA is growing and NHL will never be as popular, which I agree, and it's a shame because it's another great league. And, like, everybody comes in and says, oh, the NHL playoffs are the best playoffs. Well, watch the fucking regular season then, too, because it's like it's obviously it's not as tense because you're not playing the same team in a 7-game series. But, I mean, there's good games, even if it's Buffalo versus fucking Arizona.
Well, what else kills it, though, is the fact that, when you look at it, the game is different because they cleaned it up in a lot of ways where you can't have a tough guy anymore out there on the ice. The hitting has become
Well, it's because the tough guy is slow. That's the thing. The NHL has
and
become a
it's become speed game.
Yeah.
It's changed from being a North American style to a European style because Europe, it's all about speed, finesse, passing, scoring. It's what it's all about. They treat it almost like soccer.
Yeah.
It's not really about hitting. Whereas in North America, it was always about, let's see how hard I can fuck this dude up by throwing him into the boards and then go score a goal.
Yeah.
It was very different at that time. And then as the lockout ended and the seasons kicked back in, you started to see it happen. You started to see teams like Pittsburgh come up on the rise because they were building players that were different. You started teams like Washington came up on the rise because they stopped being grinders.
Yeah.
Teams like Philadelphia started falling apart because that's all they knew how to do.
Straight bullies.
And unfortunately, that's why we had to get the fuck out of that now. It was just the way the league changed, and it started to kill. I think it killed a lot of the fanfare personally because say what you will about fighting in the NHL and say about what you will about player safety and protection. Those kind of plays, man, they made the highlights, and honestly, a lot of those players, they're remembered, either through infamous moments or through popular moments. I think it killed a lot of the fanfare. The fighting being pretty much eliminated for the most part, it hurt it. It hurt it, especially in the United States. The U.S. loves a good fight, and they love fighting on the ice. Canada, not so much, but that's what sold it in the U.S. originally. That's what sold it in Philly. What sold hockey in Philadelphia? Yeah, the bullies were talented and they could score, but they could beat the shit out of you, and that's what people wanted to watch. They wanted to watch you beat the living shit out of somebody.
I remember years and years ago on the old Versus Network, they used to come out online with it was like their top 10 hits, fights, and saves and goals of the month. And I used to live off of those things to where now it's like, well, 2 of those categories won't even make a top 10 because it's so sparse.
Yeah.
It's a shame. It really is.
It changed. It's a very different league now, and
it's a shame, but it's where we're at now.
Yeah, of course. It is where we at. It's where we're at.
Like, I'm okay with going away with it. Like, I love the fights too, but at the same time, I'm like, I like watching people score. I like the dangles. I love the deeks. I love all that. We don't necessarily need the fighting all the time.
No.
Well,
which I love it. Don't get me wrong. I love the fighting. I mean, that's what a lot of people watch. Like you said before, that's what the people watch it for.
Yeah, I mean, because that's the casual fan. The casual fan who's not going to watch it during the regular season really wants to see it for the fighting and the hitting.
And when they see a game that doesn't have a fight, they're like, "What?"
They're like, "What the fuck just happened?"
So what you're saying is, as a hardcore hockey fan, the fighting and the hits, that's more of it like an icing on top of the cake. Type of an event.
I could watch a game with no fights and be satisfied.
Yeah.
So
whereas,
it doesn't take a fight for me to enjoy a hockey game.
Yeah, whereas somebody else could watch it and not get the same effect, you know? But, yeah.
Couple more comments coming in.
Chromiak
again, he goes, Mikey, you appreciated that when I played, I was a winger, and my idol when I was a kid was Yager. He goes, I wore his number. I hope you had his hair, too. I mean, shit.
Dude, did you have a mullet? Please, Chrome, tell me you had a mullet. If you had a mullet, that would be the greatest thing, and I need to see a picture. I just have to. I have to see it.
Wilson says, the national pastime, Clanky, I got you. Here you go, Matty. This one's for you, I'm assuming. Joshua Simonetti, I hope I'm saying your name right. He goes, wah, it's not fair. Instead of making a valid point why you unnecessarily bash basketball like a typical b-ball hater hockey lover. How's that sound for you? Brian Wilson said Tampa Bay about to cash in on the power play, which they got about 20 seconds left on it. Chromiak said never had the ginger mullet. Damn, that would have been nice to see.
Oh, man, that would have been awesome. It would have been awesome if he had the Yager dude.
We'll get you
too.
on it, Manny.
Me?
Yeah, bring it back.
The mullet? I don't know if I would be able to rock the mullet.
You can
I
pull that
don't know
off.
about that. Like that's kind of like, you know.
Oh,
Sarah-
Brian Wilson's ahead of us here. He's saying Tampa goal.
Really?
I hope it's
Wow.
true.
Let's get our reaction.
Yes!
Tampa goal.
Hey!
Yes!
Killorn getting the
Yeah,
goal.
you know what? My dad just commented and said Tampa as well. So
Well, there you go.
sweet.
Mike's dreams are coming true right now. 3-2. Hope he's wondering what the fuck just happened. And
God damn it.
yeah. All right. So on to, let's see here. All right. Foolish Demon chiming in. He also said, I love that Schittsburg loss.
Wait, Wilson said, I remember when you watched the Flyers on Prism and then got some soft core porn on right after.
Oh, God,
That's great.
That's awesome. Maybe that's what they need to do. Maybe they need to show hockey, and then after that, they show porn. Maybe that'll lock
Maybe that will
people
bring the
in.
people back in.
That'll bring it in. Bring the sex, drugs, and the rock and roll back
That's
to
why
the
they're trying to
NHL.
bring cheerleaders into the NHL.
Instead of commercials, they
Yeah.
just play that.
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
That's
God.
the new intermissions.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, God,
Lord.
that would be hilarious. We have to change the NHL names though to porn names.
I feel like that could be a show in itself. Just trying to come up with the names.
Oh, God. Yeah, you know what? That's going to be our homework. We're going to come up with porn names for all the NHL teams. That's what we're going to do.
I'll send you a fax of all
Yeah.
of them.
Because you know what? We got a week. Since A2D, we're going on vacay. We got a week to think of
Yeah.
these names. And then we
Chromiak
can
comes
come
in,
back.
He goes Flyers post game, followed by Malibu Beach Babes.
Oh, God.
I like where this is headed.
Yes,
I
this
like
is going to be fun. All right, back onto this. Let's see here. And
Ooh, that was almost a bad pass there by Holtby. Oh shit! Sorry, we're so zoned into the game
we are
right
so
now.
zoned into the game. We apologize for right now. I'm just trying to find some comments here because Foolish Demon went on a bit of a rant here because he's saying Phillies are killing my Cardinals, and he's saying hashtag fire Matheny, and then
You sound like Philly fans
Yeah.
after a loss. Jesus Christ!
and then
They want to
next-
get rid of Kepler after 2 games.
what does he say? He says, not anymore for me. Basketball is great, but the playoffs are trash. I like the NCAA tournament, though.
Oh, of
That's
course, you have to.
now unpredictable. I have nothing against NCAA because it's a single elimination tournament. So,
Yeah.
you know, it's just like, oh, shit. You know,
there's no
one
doubt.
night the team you're rooting for is gone.
Yeah.
So there's that. He says, opposite for me this year is I used to watch the NBA playoffs religiously. I think the lockouts hurt hockey. It does.
Oh, no doubt.
It does
Yeah.
hurt hockey. And then he says, ever since they stopped being on ESPN.
That is a shame.
Yeah.
they
took the
they
hockey
did
night
it
off.
for like one game or something, like a year or two ago, I think. Didn't they play like a game or two on ESPN or something
They
like that?
would. They would have hockey night, and then they took that off. Well, here's what happened. The ESPN did not renew the deal with NHL.
Oh, okay.
So it got taken off ESPN because ESPN, I guess, just decided, screw it, we're
Yeah.
not getting
Well,
the
that's
ratings
why Barry
we want.
Melrose only gets 5 minutes a day.
Yeah.
and-
Well, let's be honest, he
Yeah.
deserves 5 minutes and only
Yeah.
5 minutes. But
Oh,
with that,
broken shaft.
they finally had the deal made. Gary Bettman, I believe it was during the lockout.
Oh,
He actually
probably
he
was like,
hammered
No, I don't want it.
he hammered out the deal with NBC.
Oh my
And
God,
then he
guy's
also
a
hammered out the
fucking
deal with
buffoon.
Versus, which was at the time was the
Yeah.
OLN network, which was I believe the Outdoor Life Network.
Yeah,
I think that's what that stood for.
I remember.
oddly
Now that I
enough.
think about it, I remember Versus Network. That was a good.
Yeah, that was a good time. You want to know
Yeah.
why? Because it was during the 2010 years.
Yeah.
And that was on Versus, so that was a fun time period.
I'll tell you what was brutal this year when I heard and then saw a couple of the playoff games on the Golf Channel.
Really?
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I'm a golf guy, but I'm like, why are they going to that channel? You
You're
know what I
like,
mean?
damn it, I wanted to see the part 3 here.
I would have put it on, I don't know, ESPN 8 The Ocho before I
Yeah.
put it on,
Yeah.
before I put it on the golf channel.
But that's the funny part is because it's on the NBC network, so they don't know what the fuck else to put it on. I'm like, well, see, the funny part is when they would put it on golf, they didn't put it on CNBC. I'm like, hold on, what the fuck do they put on CNBC? Who the fuck cares about CNBC? What, you need to know that much about the stock market? You could fucking go online and find out shit about the stock market. Is the Bitcoin that goddamn important right now? That's a goddamn app. You can check that anytime. Christ.
Brian Wells just said, Matt, you seem like a big Outdoor Life Network fan.
I seem, but looks are deceiving. Just saying.
Chromiak also says, fuck Matt or Mike Matheny in the ass. No lube.
Damn. Whew.
Shows his hatred for him.
There's
there.
some
I like
viciousness coming out right now on
like it.
Matheny. Damn. On a baseball situation, too.
it. Yeah.
Not even hockey. Let's see.
It's all about my Buccos. 9 games over 500 now. Let's go.
All right. No, there's still a chance you can win the division.
Hey.
Anyway,
And then lose
in the first round. Oh. All right. I think we could call that the Pittsburgh special for baseball.
For baseball, I mean, yeah.
Not for hockey or for football.
Finally, a couple years ago,
Yeah.
was the first time I ever got to see them in the playoffs. So, I mean, Jesus Christ.
Do you think they'll ever win a World Series anytime soon?
I would hope. I get to. I mean, that's the only team I
God.
have left that I need to see win.
Oh, God. So it's weird, though. I've gone through my entire time period so far. I've seen the Eagles win a Super Bowl, which I thought would never fucking happen. Honest to God, never thought I'd see it happen.
Join the club.
And then I've seen the Phillies win a World Series. The other team that we thought was probably never going to get back to the World Series for the longest goddamn time.
Well, you know what's funny, and I was saying this for the longest time because the Flyers were the only team for a long, like they were the most consistent playoff team in Philadelphia.
I always
then-
thought that they would be the first one to get something
Yeah.
before
And
any
then,
other team.
you know,
any other Phillies
Scott
team,
Stevens happened, that piece of shit, and that didn't happen. So, you know. By the way, fuck you, Scott Stevens. Just
Just have to
sound,
throw it out
sounds
at
so
least once
nice
or
every
so.
time I say it.
Yeah.
God.
Happy Thursday to him.
Yeah.
It's a Thursday special.
Oh, what else do we got here from Foolish Demon? He says, Canada has Trudeau, so they shouldn't count. Oh, God, that's hilarious. Tampa Bay was my team in 2003. Was that to win the Cup? Because I think a lot of people were picking, like, Tampa at some point. Like, Tampa actually had a good team. They had Vinny LeCavalier when he was in his prime. They
Yeah.
had San
You see,
Luis.
LeCavalier's son came out for the beginning of Game 2, I believe.
Really?
Yeah.
What was it? Wait, he's playing, right?
Well, he's like 6 or 7.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
a
yeah.
young kid, but
He's,
he
he's
came out
playing
and
on the
skate-
little,
yeah.
little hockey team, yeah.
Yeah.
So we got Dion in the chat. What's
Yes.
going on, Dion? He says,
What's up,
what's
Dion?
going on, guys? Poll question. I'm going to keep it 100. I could care less who wins the Cup. I know what my Flyers need to go to. I said, I know what. My Flyers need to go to the next level. I just wanted to chime in. So he's basically saying he's along for the ride with the playoffs. He's keeping his eye on the Flyers. That's all he
No,
cares
that's
about.
perfectly fine. Oh, don't worry. My eye is still on the prize. I'm still thinking about the Flyers. Right now, though, I'm thinking more of the, okay, who are we picking in the draft? Who's going to get a spot? That's more what I'm thinking on that part. And we are not firing Dave Hackstuhl. That is another point that we are going to utterly make right now.
Wait until they go like 3-7 to start next year. To be like,
And then they fire him. Yeah, like
empty
they
out
did
the team.
Labby. Yeah.
Empty out the team.
Well,
we got.
I'll ask you. I think I know where you'll go, Klinkoff. But as a fan watching these 4 teams remaining, who would you like? Who are you rooting for to get to the finals and then win it?
Me, I'm going
Nice.
the Knights.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, me too.
They're the little Penguins.
Yeah.
They're the little Penguins. They really are. I mean,
You know, out of these 4 teams, let's see. We've got
I just want to see one of the ex-Penguins, like especially between Kunitz and Fleury, who have a chance for their 3rd in a row, and I think Kunitz would be his 5th actually because he won one with the Ducks.
He did.
That's pretty remarkable, and to win it on 3 different teams.
He's still
too.
a piece of shit.
Again, I still support Kunitz, but
Of course you
I
do.
mean, I would definitely 100%. I'm rooting for the Knights, and I'm rooting mostly, obviously, why I'm wearing them tonight is Marc-Andre Fleury. Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Anyway, got nothing to say. The team I want to see win this bad boy. Strangely enough, just to piss him off. I want to see Washington win it, just to see what his reaction would be to it.
What?
That Washington wins a cup.
Oh,
You'd be so annoyed.
I would
you
be
would
annoyed,
be
but
annoyed.
the best part about them winning a cup, though, is that I don't know any Capitals fans.
That is the best
So-
part for you. So you don't have to
Fair.
hear
So I
it.
don't have to hear it.
You know. Well, by the way,
I just have to hear it from
okay, but
all the
let's
other
be hon-
hockey fans
hey,
that just
hey,
hate
let-
Crosby. So, which
No,
is everybody that isn't a Penguins fan. So
you're
I get
gonna
the
hear
most.
it.
I get the most hate for no reason. I'm like, what are you guys bashing me for? What did I do? Ovechkin won a game and it's my fault.
do you see what jersey you're wearing right
Yes,
now?
I do.
Do you
It's not
realize
my
that that's
fault.
going to provoke hatred? Like you do realize
I didn't do
that
nothing.
but that
You've asked for this.
you're not provoking the hatred, but the symbol you're
Oh,
wearing
my
is. This is a
Lord.
hate crime right
You've
here.
entered
This
a
is a hate
territory that is
symbol.
non-Penguins.
This is right up there with the damn Confederate flag for people.
see that
like
jersey
I
up
am
there?
not dying. I'm not
Yeah,
lying
but you know what
about
though? I
that.
do support that one because it's Mark Recchi, our assistant coach. So
See,
he
but-
really turned that one on me, didn't he?
Sucker.
see, this is careful.
Mark
Care-
Recchi played
that-
for the
That's
Penguins.
why
I
we
do
don't
respect
bring that
him.
up too much.
Well, why the
because
hell
of
is that
that.
even there?
I do
No,
respect him.
because you know want to know
Because
why?
it's a neutral
'Cause
ground.
You want to know why? Because he was a goddamn flyer, and he was one of the best goddamn flyers that ever played the
Yes,
fucking
it
game.
is.
And it's not his fault that he got sent packing when he was with Lendros after that year.
Maddie, I'm going to ask you this question that's coming
Sure.
in from Chromac. He goes, when can we realistically expect Carter Hart?
Let me give it a quick thought. You know, he's probably going to be in camp this year.
I would hope.
Yeah, so I'm going to say
For the Flyers' sake, I would hope.
give it a year. Give it a year. I'm going to say he's going to be in camp this year. They're going to see what he's like, and they're going to have him on the Phantoms, and they're going to see what happens. And
Mhm.
you know what? Then, if he performs beyond expectations, I say give it a year. I don't think they would bring him up midway through the season, even if the Flyers are struggling. You want to know why? Because this is Hextall. Hextall does not bring people up. He doesn't hotshot people into the league. That's not what he does. So I would say give it a year, and we will see Carter Hart in a Flyers jersey. I know that's not what the Flyers fans want to hear, but it's the most realistic situation I'm looking at right now.
No, I agree with you. I mean, I think more the reason why you might not see him this year is because of, one, all the goalies ahead of him. And obviously, Elliott's still on contract this year, I believe.
Through this year, and then that's it.
That's it.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
only
yeah,
signed a 2-year deal.
Yeah, but
Thank God.
who else? God, who else is in contract? Neuwirth is. He's still got one
No,
year.
no. I don't think he does, and I don't want him back. Absolutely not. Neuwirth's the only guy who could get hurt going to the fucking bench. Like Christ Almighty.
Or sitting on the bench.
Or sitting on the fucking bench.
He's the one that takes a puck while he's sitting there.
Yeah.
Shit.
He's like, I feel so bad for him too sometimes. It's just like, it's not like he's the worst goalie in the world. It's just that he's so injury prone.
Oh, I know.
It's like he's made of glass bones and paper skin.
So he's the Sam Bradford of the NHL.
pretty much, yeah,
Understandable.
of the NHL. Yeah, he
See,
pretty much is.
Me and Wilson here can agree on this here. He goes, I'm rooting for Vegas, but really anyone other than Washington, 100%. Josh Simonetti comes in again. He goes, Tampa, Vegas. He goes, as a novice hockey guy, I want to see Las Vegas over Tampa. I agree.
Well, here's the thing, though. Not only does Vegas have a chance to make history, and Washington has a chance to win their first, but actually Winnipeg has a chance to finally win a cup for a Canadian franchise that has not seen a Stanley Cup since 1993. For 24 damn
Let
years.
the drought continue.
Who cares?
Yeah.
It's not like
It's not their sport or anything.
Yeah, it's not like they actually watch it religiously or something and don't make it the fourth major sport in
Yeah.
the United States. Like,
We got
seriously.
David Roska coming in. Washington needs to win the series and win tonight. Well, we're hoping that Washington doesn't tie this game up with 2 minutes left in this game.
What's this we? You're talking about this we.
What?
You said we hope that Washington don't win this.
Okay, well, then I hope.
Yes, there we
Sorry.
go. There's no we in that.
Speak for
Well, it's
yourself.
plural because we have people in this chat that are rooting against Washington.
Okay, so the people that are in the chat and you would like to see Washington tie
Matty,
this game.
he is a man of the people. He
I
speaks
am.
among them.
I speak.
Is he the people's champ?
I didn't
have
go that
to be.
far.
Not go that far.
They didn't
Hey.
win this. The Penguins aren't playing anymore, so I can't use the word champion at the moment.
And he didn't win the WWF championship at
That's fair
24 years
It's
old.
weird.
So, you know.
This is the first time in a couple of years that they're on the golf course a little early.
It still feels weird to you. It
It's
hasn't
weird.
set in, has
I
it?
know it is weird. I'm not
Yeah.
used to it anymore.
Don't worry. Get used to it.
Yeah,
So,
teach me some lessons. I'm sure you guys are.
Welcome to the course. We've been there for a while.
Yeah, we've been there unfortunately a few
Yeah.
times.
All
But get
right.
used to it though. It's probably going to happen a little bit more than you expect in the coming
Yeah.
years. So
Got another comment, Barbara Avery saying hello to me as always. Good to see you again. Good to see you too, Aunt Barbara. Thank you for chiming in.
and let's see what other comments we got here on the YouTube. He says Kev as
Kev.
anointed by Brodo saying I love NFL, NHL way more than the NBA, MLB, and soccer too, in my opinion. Okay.
Well-rounded guy.
Yeah, soccer I can't get into unless it's World Cup. That's the only time.
I mean,
I'm
that's
a
the only
fan of
time
soccer.
you really want to watch it because
Yeah.
just like people watch the MLS. I'm like, why?
I'm not
Like, it's
I-
not
I-
even
I
like
can't
it's
get
that
into it.
important of a league. Like, seriously.
Not
US
in America anyway.
It's going to be hard this year because the U.S. didn't even freaking make the
Make
World
the-
Cup.
It's embarrassing.
Well, that's because the greatest player of U.S. history is no longer playing. So that's probably what's going to freaking happen.
Landon
So,
Donovan.
yeah, and once he retires, like, well, that's it. USA's chance of ever winning a World Cup just went up with his career. So, not that it really matters because I guarantee you if the U.S. ever did win a World Cup, the world would be just so pissed off. It's like, they don't even give a shit
Yeah, they
about
don't
it, and
care
they won a
about soccer
goddamn
and they
World
freaking
It's
Cup.
like their
won.
seventh sport. They don't even care
Yeah.
about it.
They'd be like, what the hell? That's like if a NASCAR like just became the most popular thing for about 5 seconds.
My dad comes in and says crunch time. Yeah, 40 seconds left here. And Wilson says soccer is awful.
Yeah, I knew he was coming in with that one.
Wait,
yeah.
I could, like I said, I could only watch a game if it's, Sorry, this is Wilson's funny. He goes, I'd rather watch Tommy mow the lawn. That would be pretty interesting. That definitely would. Kyle Maddox comes in and says, good stuff. Thanks, bro. But I mean, like I said, with the World Cup, that's literally the only time I could actually sit down and watch a soccer game.
Well, it's funny. Have you ever ran into somebody who like is a fan of one of the English Premier League teams? Like I've
Yeah.
run into like 3.
There it is,
And they're-
folks. Tampa Bay gets the dub.
Whoop-de-doo. Anyway, with that being said,
Home teams are now 0-4 in this series.
this pretty
Oh
much
my God.
is. So it's official. Washington has been swept at home in 2 of the 3 series they've been in so far. That's weird. That's really weird. With that being said, one thing I will say, I've ran into 3 people who are fans of Manchester United. And one was like an Arsenal and a Chelsea fan. I'm like, where the fuck do you people come from? Like, seriously.
How do you even watch the games?
Yeah,
Isn't it
like,
like 7 hours ahead of time there?
No, what they do is they actually put the advertisement on NBCSN because they've got it too. And you'll see it. They're like, oh, well, we'll broadcast it, like tape delay it for like noon.
Yeah.
I'm like, are you going to be able to watch it at noon? Because you've got probably, I would hope, a job. Like, seriously. Like, why would you watch it? Seriously. They don't even have a playoffs. You know how they win their championship? At the end of the year, it's who's ever number 1 in the standings wins the championship. That is the worst thing to ever do for a championship. Have a goddamn bracket. What the hell? Seriously.
Yeah. I don't understand it at all. It's boring. I can't. Can you imagine? I can't go through a 94-minute game and have a 0-0 draw. Come on, give me a winner.
At least have like a penalty shootout.
I didn't
like,
run
Christ.
freaking 5 miles
Well.
in this game to just tie.
To tie it in with hockey, I'll tell you what's riveting, and I used to play it, and I feel like it should be televised, indoor soccer.
Indoor soccer.
Because you get
That's
to use
different.
the boards.
Yes.
You know what
Well,
I mean?
that
Like, that's
actually-
better. It
well,
still
That's
sucks,
like
but it's better.
indoor lacrosse too. Like
Yeah, there you go.
where
The-
actually the lacrosse goalies are wearing hockey goalie gear. Like that shit's intense.
Well, they actually had a Philadelphia indoor soccer team, which was called the
Kicks.
Philadelphia Kicks.
Yeah.
Although they were never on TV. So
When I was like 5 years old, I went to Kicks camp.
oh really? We are learning a lot about you, Mr.
Yeah.
Brodo, today.
Late night hours. I'm very honest.
Yeah. First we had Pillow Talk with Mike Mataraki earlier
That wasn't
today.
on me. That was
And
not
now
me.
we have Couch Talk with Mr. Brodo.
Producer talk.
Yeah, producer talk. We're finding out more about his personal life
Oh my god.
and
I like
going
it.
to Kicks camp. You know we can't let you live that down now.
No,
You do realize
I wouldn't
that.
expect anything
Yeah.
else.
That's your new nickname, Kicks Camp Brodo.
Oh, great. Another nickname.
another.
Oh, at least you didn't give yourself this one.
I didn't get.
Wow.
I'm muting my mic. I'm going away now.
Oh, relax.
I have to go home.
Come on, everybody gets their balls busted here. Relax.
I have an important phone call. I must go.
Oh, okay.
No.
Got very important business deals, apparently.
No.
Apparently. He's like Paul E. Dangerously. He's Brodo Dangerously over here.
It's another nickname.
That should be a contest. How
That's
many
two in a minute.
nicknames
That's
can we...
impressive, Matty. What
Yeah.
else you got
well
for
done
the
by
kid?
you.
We'll see if I get the hat trick later on. With that, all right. So let's see here. What else we got from Foolish Demon? He's like, I was like 12 and I liked their jerseys. The Lightning Bolt got me. It got everybody. I will admit, the Lightning did have a cool logo at that time period. Not enough for me to
See,
like
that's
'em.
honestly, that jersey right there is one of my favorites.
Yeah, this is why I have it. Plus,
Overall, though.
yeah. Plus, I got it for the player. So if anyone can't see, it's the 97. That's the Jeremy Roenick number. That's what it's all about right there. One of the best U.S. players in history.
One, probably close to the best.
Well, let's see. You have him, Keith Kachuk, and
Mike Modano.
Mike Modano, yeah, of course. Actually,
Austin
Brendan
Matthews one day will be.
Yeah, Patrick Kane.
Patrick
You have
Kane,
to put him up there now. Brendan Morrow, he was American. And yeah, I could put Zach Parise in there. I don't want to, but I have to. And I would, and I don't want to do this either. But Brian Gianna too. On top of that.
Yeah.
Oh, and Scott fucking Gomez.
You're naming all devils.
I know. And
It's
that's what
crazy.
pisses me off right now. God damn it! I hate them all. I hate.
We have to go. No.
Sons of bitches. I hate every last one of them. Although I don't hate Zach Parise. You want to know why? He never beat the. No, he did. Fuck him. I forgot about 2012. I want to forget about 2012. That's the reason why. Anyway. Actually, not completely because we beat you guys. But anyway. All right. So with that being said, let's see. Foolish Demon says go Knights. He also says I'm starting to hate Winnipeg more now. Good. Good. I mean, I don't hate Winnipeg completely. I just hate Dustin Bufflin. I hate that piece of shit. He can go screw off for all I care. What else do we have? You have to respect U.S. soccer because fans. Hold on. All right, back to that. You have to respect U.S. soccer fans because they like it when no one else does. You know what? I will give you that one. There is that. You know, you talk about someone who has no pull at all in any sense of sports fandom here in the United States is soccer fans.
This has to be one of the funniest comments I've gotten ever on this
Is
show.
it from Wills?
No, it's from Dion Brown. Here.
Oh, please
I
tell
love
me.
Leon. Here we go.
He goes, guys, when the hell did Vegas get a hockey team? He goes, I'm not a huge hockey guy, but I pay attention more often to my Flyers. Seeing a Vegas squad out there on the ice, I was like, hold up. He goes, where did they come from? But that's my fault, solely on me. Oh,
Dion.
man. Yeah, you know, honestly, when
Oh,
Vegas
my
was
God.
named a team, they literally were like, all right, we signed our papers, we have a team. Like, it was quick.
Yeah.
You
It
know,
was.
It's not like how the build-up is for Seattle right now, where it's like, hey, Seattle's like, hey, we're selling all these tickets.
You know
like,
what
what's
the
going on?
You know what the bad thing
You
is?
know?
It's going to be the opposite effect. They're going to suck so hard.
I hope they
because of that
do. I
reason.
mean-
You know what's going to happen? Because there's so much build-up for them, Seattle's going to fucking blow. They're
Could
going to
you
be like,
imagine? They're
going to
be like, oh, my God. Can you imagine if there's another
Oh
Vegas
my-
team?
Oh, my God.
Well,
it's like, oh, my God.
I'll ask you guys. So obviously you have Vegas, Seattle. If they go to another city, what would it be? What would you do? Not what.
Well,
Batman
I
would
wouldn't
do.
want any more past the 32, to be honest. I don't
I
think I don't
agree.
think the NHL needs 32 teams or
more than 32.
more than 32. I think you're
No, they have to cut it off then.
they have
Please.
to. I think
They-
I
honestly,
agree.
No.
I think they're pushing it now
Oh,
Yeah.
with
of course.
32.
Well, that's all because when Winnipeg came back into the league, the fucking NHL couldn't just move one team out of the West and put one team into, one team out of the East. They couldn't do it.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what? This could have all been solved if you just took the Nashville Predators, put them in the East, and took the Winnipeg Jets and put them in the West. Would have solved all your fucking problems.
Like I mean, there's franchises that I believe that should move.
Well, that's what I was going to ask. I was going to say.
There's two definitely. I would say maybe the Florida Panthers. They're a franchise that I've never really saw as like a big fan base, except for when they finally made the playoffs a couple of years ago.
yeah, and even then they didn't win.
Yeah, and which was a hell of a series against the Devils, by the way. but definitely Phoenix. To me, Phoenix, they're young and up and coming eventually, but it's just
They're never
to
gonna
have a
have
hockey
Phoenix,
team in the
no.
desert just confuses me.
It's not, because you know what the sad part of it is that there's always going to be that problem of they never got off to a good start. Yeah, they had a solid team. They had Jeremy Roenick. They had Rick Tocchet. They had a team that was in the playoffs. But again, it's Arizona. Like, they had the – actually, no, they did not have the Diamondbacks when – I don't think they did when the Phoenix Coyotes came into the league. But I think they had the Cardinals. I think the Cardinals were around at that time. So the NFL was there. And they had the Suns. So it's just like, well, they kind of already have sports franchises there, and they've already got a huge fan base. So
But I could see a franchise moving to like a weird state, like one of the Dakotas or something, or becoming like
I'm surprised there isn't
a Green Bay team or something. You know,
Green Bay
another
team.
higher
There-
market.
There'll
there.
be the Green Bay Packers. There'll be a Packers team in football and a Packers team in hockey.
Well,
Oh, man.
the franchise, as a casual hockey fan, the franchise I've always wondered about, the St. Louis Blues. They've always been a team I'm like,
Well,
oh, wait.
here's the thing, though. They have a fan base. That's the funny part.
Yeah.
They actually have a
that's
legitimate
good.
fan base.
But they are. I agree with you. They are just like a team.
Yeah.
Yeah. You do forget they're there, but then they show up, and
And
then
you're
you're
like,
like,
where did
oh,
that come
shit,
from?
that's right. I forgot St. Louis does have a team.
Like them in the Wild, for example.
And it's surprising. I mean, they have a good fan base
Yeah.
too. That's the thing. But they're just another team that you would expect because so many people that play hockey, especially American-born players, are from Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
So
Well, here's the thing, though. People
you would
love-
assume that they would get better players around them. I mean, that's why they went out and got Ryan Suter and Zach Parise that year.
Yeah, because
But-
they're actually both from that area. Oh,
Yeah.
and Brian Suter's a U.S.
Yeah, I
born
forgot
player,
about him.
and
He's kind of fell off the market though once he left.
in recent years, yeah. Well, it's because he's older, so
Yeah.
that's what killed him at the
Boy,
end.
I
Was
wanted
his age.
Parise that year, man. They were talking about how Crosby went and visited him, said, "Hey, come play with Pittsburgh," and you saw how that went.
He was just sold on his hometown team.
Yeah, which I don't blame him. I
Yeah.
don't blame him. But where has it gotten him now?
We always gotta go back to that.
I'm just saying. It's a
Foolish-
valid argument.
Foolish Demon says Minnesota makes sense. It's cold there. I mean, yeah, it
But
is
that's why
true.
I'm saying, like a
But-
Dakota.
But
you
not
know?
only that, too, the people talk like they're from Canada.
Yeah.
So, it
Well,
makes
You
sense.
ever
I
listen to
mean,
Kessel? I think he's from Michigan, but I mean,
Michigan?
yeah.
Which is how I think they pronounce
Phil
it.
Kessel talks like he's actually from Canada, and it kind of scares me.
Oh, actually, and he's a U.S. born player,
Yeah.
too. Christ, I forgot all about Phil Kessel.
Yeah.
You want to know why? Because he played on the Maple Leafs. So you always think he's a Canadian because
Yeah.
he's playing on a goddamn Canadian team. Not anymore.
People forget he was drafted by Boston.
He was, and then he traded him.
Yeah.
And people forget Joe Thornton played on the Boston Bruins.
Yes.
They only think of him as a San Jose Shark.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm pretty sure Brodo didn't even know that. Did you know Joe Thornton was a Boston Bruin?
I learned
Early.
things.
See, he didn't
Early.
even
Something
know.
new every
he didn't
single
even
day,
know.
Matty.
Yep. All right. So with that being said, we will take a break. When we come back, we will break down the Western Conference Finals if we can get through our shenanigans here.
Woo.
It's not Super Troopers, but we definitely got a whole bunch of shenanigans going on right now. And then after that, we will talk more about the Twitter poll question, who we got in the Stanley Cup Finals, what we think will happen, and then our final thoughts to close out the show. But first, we are brought to you by the Sports Outlet for all your sporting needs, located at 703 Black Horse Pike in Glendora, New Jersey. Give them a call at 856-939-2030. Email them at sportsoutletnj@comcast.net or visit them on the web at www.sportsoutletinc.com. This is the Hockey Happy Hour on A2DRadio.com, and don't go anywhere. We'll be right back right after this, and we will see you all on YouTube who are going to leave Facebook and join us there. Peace. Welcome back, one and all, to the Hockey Happy Hour. We are live from the BMW Land City Studios here in Mountie from New Jersey and on A2DRadio.com. The real sports talk around here, not the worldwide leader of you-know-what. And we are brought to you by Gibson Mayer, LLC, your certified public accountants located at 301 Oxford Valley Road in Yardley, PA. You can give them a call at 215-369-3300. And remember, there are very few guarantees in life, but death and taxes, whew, they certainly are one of them. Now, death is inevitable, so is taxes, but you can avoid being audited. You can't avoid the Grim Reaper. So avoid being audited and call and be ready and be prepared. The one and the only Gibson Mayer.
Yeah. You know, I tried that last week and my hand was fucking killing me after.
That's because you're not used to it.
Yeah.
That's why.
You're not seasoned like Matt.
No.
Yeah. See, here's the thing, though. I did that because, you know, the Penguins had just gotten eliminated.
He let out a little frustration.
He was kind of down, feeling like, man, I felt bad for him because he's not used to it. He doesn't understand what it's like to have a team that's eliminated early. So I thought it'd make him feel better, slam the paper down. And then that happened. Yeah.
By the way, just a final recap of the game from tonight. Obviously, 4-2 win from the Lightning. But you wouldn't have thought that was the outcome of the game, considering that Capitals outshot them 38-20. Also out-hit them 31-21. I mean, just overall, even in the face-off circle, Jesus Christ, 38-28 in the favor of Capitals.
Basically, Tampa stole this one.
Yeah, I mean, it's just Vasilevsky standing on his head tonight. Obviously, we were watching the game live here, and we saw a lot of great saves from him. So
yeah. Now, here's the thing. This is actually the chance for Tampa to win this series.
Well,
and
go back home. That's
yeah,
the
they
most
go back
important
in.
thing.
Yeah, they go back home and they win in Tampa. First win at home in this series. I think they can turn that series right around.
Yeah.
Now, however, the way Washington's playing, it's very, very hard to sell it. But if Vasilevsky's goaltending stays very good and their defense holds well and they can at least shut down the Capitals' offensive attack, they can actually, pick up some steam, some traction.
Oh, there's no doubt.
They could turn the whole series around and wind up swooping away into the Stanley Cup Finals in a series that they were going to lose.
You think it's going to be a bit of a gentleman, not so much a gentleman sweep, but in a sense it will be? Let the Capitals get the first two and then sweep them out?
No.
No? You think this is going 7 then?
No, this is definitely going to go 7. If it winds up being the way I think it will be, I think Tampa has woken up in this series. I think they finally are getting challenged for the first time, and they've realized, oh, shit. This is the first time we're actually being, forced to play.
Yeah.
Because Boston didn't do it. That's for fucking sure. And that was a shocker and a half.
I was surprised.
Yeah.
I really thought that was a series that would have went 7. But
It's
they just
weird.
smoked them.
Jersey gave them a harder time.
Yeah.
And that's the weirdest part. Like, how did the New Jersey Devils give you a harder time than the Boston Bruins? That's the weirdest fucking thing. But either way.
It was quite shocking to me.
Yeah. So, with that being said, the Western Conference Finals, that is on the other side of the bracket. Currently, that series is 2-1. The Golden Knights have the lead with an opportunity to take a stranglehold tomorrow at 8 o'clock. Winnipeg, though, can tie it up, bring it back home, and could try and see if they can get things going for them. Actually, correction. No, I'm wrong. They would not bring it back to Winnipeg. They would go back to Las Vegas. If Vegas, the series is tied, it's still anybody's series. That's a series that really hasn't.
Vegas is up 2-1.
I know, but it's still anyone's series because really, honestly, it's been kind of even for the most part. I wouldn't say someone's pulled ahead in this series. Yeah, Vegas got the last win, and if they do go up 3-1, ooh, that's going to be real
and to bring it back
tough. Yeah, that's going to be real tough to sell me on that for Winnipeg. But, I mean, stranger things have happened. And Winnipeg's a good enough team where if Vegas starts to, fuck up, like not Fleury, but the defense, Winnipeg could make them pay.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I'm throwing a possibility out there. It's not all set in stone here. I mean, a lot of people are pretty much assuming that Vegas got this one. I don't know.
No, I
you
wouldn't.
know?
I wouldn't go that far. Yeah, I mean, I definitely do like Vegas's chances right now a little bit better than the Jets. But the Jets haven't woken up yet. That's the scary part. Lane's only got 4 goals
Yeah,
overall in the playoffs.
that's a scary thing
you
for
know,
them.
if he wakes up, they're gonna have problems. And I could see him scoring a goal in this next game.
Yeah,
you
if
know.
he can go on a tear and he can get his game going, then that'll be huge. Because right now everybody else really doesn't seem to be in a funk.
No.
You know?
Yeah, I mean, especially not Mark Scheifele.
No, that is
Scheifele's
for
been
damn sure.
lights out. He's up to 4. He has 14 goals already,
I know, it's crazy.
which is crazy because Gensel led last year, and that was after 6 games in the Stanley Cup. He had 13 goals, which led all of playoffs. And Scheifele's already at 14 with
I know.
7 games less played than him. So.
Shows you what Winnipeg's been doing. Winnipeg's been fucking crushing
know.
it in the West. But again, the Knights, I don't know. They've been playing very stingy, and then Fleury being Fleury right now, shades of himself back in friggin' 2009. Like Jesus, the guy is just you can't score on him.
Just
right
hoping for the man. I really am.
But overall, what do you think is going to happen? Do you see Vegas going up 3-1 in this series, or do you see the Winnipeg Jets squeaking out a win here, going back to Vegas with a tied series?
I'm going to go with answer number 2. I do think Winnipeg will win this game. I just they have to. I really do. I still think overall I think Vegas is going to come out on top. But I think that the Jets will win this next game. I say it's going to be a close game. I'm going to say it's 3-2 game. And the game winner's coming off a Lane's stick.
All right. Well, I'm going to say I'm going to stick with Winnipeg. I think they tie the series up. Yeah, it's going to be rough in Vegas. But, again, like Washington, if you lose a couple of games or two, it wakes you up.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes you realize, oh, shit, we got to play.
Our
you
backs
know?
are against the wall.
Yeah, I mean, and unfortunately, Winnipeg, they kind of – this is where their semifinals kind of hurts them.
Oh, yeah.
Because they beat Nashville down. Like, Nashville didn't do much. Like, Nashville only had 1 game, and they blew out Winnipeg, and then that was it. They did nothing after the rest of that series. And in the first round, Winnipeg pretty much had Minnesota beat. So it was kind of like, this is the first time they're getting challenged. So it's really, Tampa and Winnipeg are strangely mirroring each other right now. This is the first time they're in a series that's really tight.
Yeah.
And it's the first time they're facing a team that's really intense. The Knights, what benefited them was how tight that series was with Los Angeles. Because then they went into the next round, and they were ready for the Sharks, and the Sharks did try to fight them, but the Sharks couldn't really do anything. And
Which, another surprise.
yeah, and then Washington, same thing happened to them. They got woke up by losing 2 straight games that were close in Columbus, and then that woke them up, and they did not lose after that. And then on top of that, then they go to the next round, and they finally get the monkey off their back, and they beat Pittsburgh. Now they're going to the Eastern Conference Finals, and they're ready for Tampa because they had to face Pittsburgh, and they had to face Columbus.
Mm-hmm.
So
No, I'm with you on that, man.
I don't know.
We'll see.
I don't know. This is going to be a very tight matchup for these 2 teams down the stretch.
We got Kevin commenting in on YouTube again. He says, with the remaining teams left, I never want to see Alexander Ovechkin and the Washington Capitals win, especially after the Pittsburgh series. I feel like Pittsburgh was robbed and cheated after Patrick Hornquist scored and then said no goal when you see clearly the puck goes over the red line, so that's a goal. Obviously, I'm with you there. I still don't think, the Penguins would have won that series, to be honest. I mean, I was telling Maddie throughout the whole thing, this was the year that history was going to be changed. You know, Ovechkin. I mean, you would have thought they won a Stanley Cup. You really did. I mean,
And I
they were
thought,
like, "Holy shit, we beat the Penguins."
you know, the
They're
funny-
like, "We finally did it." You know, confetti's falling out of the sky. Like, Jesus Christ, you would have thought it was Bellinelli's game winner. That wasn't.
but you know what the funny part of it is that
I'm sorry.
Fair.
Brodo's just like fuck you.
Fair. No, it's fair. I
I
wish
was
he
like,
was
"What are you
like-
doing? This
Yeah.
game's not over."
He's just like literally Brodo's just like fuck you.
He's
Clay.
over there all
Fuck
quiet and stuff. I had to wake
you.
him up a little bit.
No, sadly, I was awake to hear that one.
Oh yeah, it's just like, damn it, I wasn't asleep yet. Now you woke me up. Fuck you. Fuck you. I was just with Mandy Rose in the Alps. God
Oh, my
damn it.
That's Rosca, but okay, I'll take that one.
Oh come on, you love Mandy. You
No,
know.
Speaking
I
of
didn't
know.
Rosca, he's
Yeah, what
coming
is he
back
say-
in on the YouTube as well.
Actually,
He said, go ahead.
go ahead.
No,
No, I
he's-
was gonna correct myself. Say Peyton Royce, but anyway,
there
back
you
to that
go.
one.
But go ahead.
He
What's
said,
Rosca saying?
Vegas will win the cup. Yes, Matt. They will be 3-1 and will win Game 5 the series.
All right, then. So he's got Vegas pretty much going on strong to the Stanley Cup Finals. Possibly 4 wins away from making history.
They already made history. Let's just make more.
I mean, they won a Pacific Division, which no one thought they'd do.
Mhm.
I don't think any one of us thought they would do it. That's for fucking sure. Brodo, you didn't think that was going to happen, did you?
Mm-mm.
No, I didn't think so either.
Mm-mm.
Let's be honest. This is for the NHL. Yeah, the Stanley Cup may not be theirs, but it's the year of the fucking Knights. They fucking won this year because of the shit they were able to do. Like, even if, oh my God, it'd be even funnier if Washington does win. You want to know why? Because even in the year they do win a cup, they're fucking overshadowed by the fact that the goddamn Vegas Golden Knights were the biggest goddamn surprise of the year.
Easily.
Oh, man, it just goes along with their team history. One mediocre moment. Even your championship victory is fucking mediocre.
Mhm.
It doesn't live up to expectations. Actually, can we say that for about Washington sports in general?
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think the Redskins have anything phenomenal to talk about anymore these days.
Not anymore.
Okay.
No. But they do have 5 Super Bowls. So.
Yeah, but
Or
how many?
4.
I mean,
What? 4.
oh, yeah, but
But then you talk about the Nationals, and they're like, "Oh, we have Max
Yeah,
Scherzer and
you're like-
Bryce Harper, but
yeah.
we can't fucking win a playoff
The
series."
Nationals, a.k.a. what used to be the Expos.
Yeah.
So
they
there
should
you
have
go.
Good
just
old
stayed as the
Montreal.
Expos. What's the fucking difference? Like,
Jesus.
seriously, they don't win anything.
They're only allowed 1 Canadian team in the MLB, and that's leaving that one to Toronto.
Yep.
Well, yeah, because you want to go with the team that won a World Series for
Yeah.
crying out loud. Actually, 2.
Yeah, back to back.
Oh, so let's see here. What else do we got? All right, Foolish Demon chiming in. I didn't think we would be that good. I still was for them because I lived there for 6 years, so I became a fan. I'm going to assume, is that the Golden Knights that you're talking about? Has to be the Golden Knights. I'm going to go with the Knights.
No, I think he was talking about the Lightning.
Oh, you was talking about the Lightning?
I believe Foolish Demon.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he was the same guy. He mentioned 2003, and then you said the Cup year, correct?
Yeah, but no, 2004 was the Cup year. 2003, Tampa was in the playoffs. They didn't get far, though.
I believe he's talking about Tampa. I'm sure he'll elaborate.
Probably
on
is.
Well,
that.
he also goes on and says they have 3, and he goes, one of which they won during a strike, so 2.
Is that the Redskins that he's talking about?
I have no clue.
Please clarify what you're. Oh yeah, he's saying Knights as his team. Okay. So, all right, cool. Thanks, Demon. Just needed to know.
Okay.
Needed clarification on that one. David Rosca chimes in. # Mandy freaking Rose. Will be a SmackDown Live Women's Championship. Can't wait. Love Trish Stratus, twin sisters.
Trish Stratus, yes.
You only know that because you know her. You have no idea who Mandy Rose is.
I have no clue.
All
I've
I'm
never
gonna
heard
add,
of her.
all I'm gonna say use Google.
I was going to say, should we have him
Google.
Google literally
yes,
right now?
Yes, you
I'll
should
do it.
Google and treat yourself. So with that being said,
Is she blonde?
Yes.
yes.
As all divas are in WWE.
No, that is not true anymore. It used to be the norm, not anymore.
It's a new
though.
era now.
It is a new era. They actually emphasize on wrestling instead of beauty.
Might want to put Mandy Rose WWE.
Yeah.
By
No, I got it.
the way. Yeah. Oh,
So you see, it's good. See, we're here for you, Mike. We
Mike
are here
has
for
found,
you.
He has made a discovery.
Yeah, he has, and I think he's a very happy man right now. Making this discovery. See, we're here for you.
No, what are you
I
talking
don't appreciate that stuff. My girlfriend watches our show.
Maddie, what the hell are you doing to this guy? What are you doing to him? He's like on an island by himself.
Okay, all right. I will say.
Help him right now.
All right, please excuse me. I'm gonna sound like a real dick. What is your girlfriend's name?
Caitlin. And you've only met her like 100 times.
Yes.
Oh,
so I'm
Maddie, you're
sounding like a
struggling
real
right now.
fucking dick right now. Please remind me again. I forgot again.
You forgot I just said it.
Because I wasn't. I'll be honest.
Maddie.
I was listening to Bruno. All right, all right. So please tell me again. Caitlin. This man right here cares about no other woman in the world but you. They are all dogs.
Shame on you.
Bingo.
Got that right back to you.
That was a weak throw.
I was trying to be a class act right now, and then trying to make things
Typical
okay.
Philly fan, you reacted.
Yeah. Oh. Back to the shit. Okay, so foolish team in China Redskins have 3 Super Bowls. Okay, so anyway. All right.
Yeah.
So that's what we got for the Western Conference Finals. Let's see. All right, so who's in the finals? You know what? I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to be that asshole that changes midway because a team's up in the series. I'm going to say Winnipeg versus – hold on.
You had Tampa, I believe.
I did have Tampa?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I'm going to have to stick to that. So Winnipeg and Tampa.
Because I think you originally had Boston, but Boston beat Tampa.
No, I didn't have Boston. Brian did.
Okay. I wasn't sure if you rode his boat too, but
Nope.
no.
Nope, I am not on that boat at all. I can safely say that. All right, next up. So, with that being said, you still have your Stanley Cup Finals? You still believe it?
I'm still going to go Vegas, Tampa.
All right. Now, has any series length changed?
I forget what I originally said. Well, Brian actually, for this series with Tampa, I did say at first that I wanted to say 5. My gut was telling me 5 for the series. Obviously not, but I did say 6. I'm going to stick to 6. I think Tampa Bay, could win the next 2 games as well. And the other series, I'm going to say 6 as well. I'm going to say, because I already said I think Winnipeg's going to win the next game, and then I think the Knights could win the next 2 after that.
All right then. Interesting. For me, I'm going to say Winnipeg would still win. Tampa, I think they would, with the way this series is going, I think they're going to expend all their energy trying to beat Washington, because Washington seems to be on a goddamn roll right now.
Mm-hmm.
And once they've expended their energy, they're going to roll into this Stanley Cup Finals. Like, okay, we're facing the Winnipeg Jets.
Yeah.
All right, we should be good. And then they're going to realize, oh, fuck. It's like, we're done.
Goal.
Yeah.
Goal.
All you see is Winnipeg just scoring every 5 fucking seconds. Canada, the cup is yours finally. Celebrate in the streets. That probably would, too. Do you think every city will have a parade for the Winnipeg Jets?
No, just Winnipeg.
I honestly am
Montreal will be like, God damn it.
All right, well, maybe Montreal's the exception, but I'll be honest with you, I'm debating this real hard if whether or not these guys would actually have a goddamn fraudish
Vancouver
parade.
would probably riot
They
again.
might rock the
They'd
parade
prob-
because they need some team to have a championship for them, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
The only team in history that fucked up their own moment in Stanley Cup Finals history.
Yeah.
Twice, might I add. Losing 94 to the New York Rangers, and then you lose in 2011 to the Boston Bruins. In a series you had fucking won, by the way.
All you had to win was 1 of the 2.
Yep.
1 of the 2 games
All
left.
you had one fucking job. One fucking job. And now both Pavel Bure and the Sedin teams will never know what it's like to have a Stanley
Poor
Cup.
guys.
God damn it, Vancouver. God
Poor
damn
guys.
it.
That's a shame.
Amazing. How do you still have a fucking team? Anyway.
Foolish Demon comes in and says Backstrom is back, too, so that should help Washington. He goes, they'll riot if they lose anyway. Not Washington, but I'm assuming the Jets fans.
I mean, possibly. I honestly though, the way I would see it, the ideal matchup for Winnipeg, in my opinion, would be Tampa, because their defense can be exploited, and it was exploited during the regular season. I mean, yeah, this game's a perfect example of that, but at the same time, too, Tampa seems to not be doing all that well under pressure. That could be the most ideal opponent for the Winnipeg Jets as compared to Washington, because if it's Washington, it's just going to be like, fuck. You know? It's like, how are we going to compete against this? These guys are just coming at us with everything we got, and we're desperately trying as hard as we can.
I just don't even want to give the Capitals a chance of being there, though. That's the part that scares me, because I have a feeling if they get there, they could win it. And I don't want to see it. I don't.
Don't worry.
I don't want to see it. I'd rather have the Canada curse end than see them win.
You know what? Don't worry, Clinky. They'll go and face the Golden Knights, and Fleury will get his 3rd in a row. There you go. See?
I like that.
Who says I'm not a nice guy? And they'll do it in 7 games in overtime to make it that much more epic.
Everything but the overtime I have as my prediction.
Really?
Golden Knights Capitals, they go to 7. It's the story, oh my God, it's going to be history-making no matter what. And then, obviously, the Golden Knights win.
And Washington gets to go home.
So close, yet so far away.
And they never get back to the Stanley Cup Finals with Alexander Ovechkin ever again.
Yeah.
Christ, it's like Dale Hunter's career all over again.
The one thing I had to ask you, Maddie, why I had you, because obviously I don't get to do this that much.
Sure, feel free.
What was your quick opinion on the Flyers fans that decided to act out again at the end of a playoff series that threw all the the beer cans and all that sort of stuff? Because obviously the last time they were in the playoffs, they
against the Capitals,
they had I think the worst Philadelphia fan moment in history, which was the Ed Snyder wristband throw.
Yeah.
So
one hit Ovechkin, I think, in the head too.
Yeah.
Well, the fact that the fans actually got the Flyers a penalty too.
Yeah. It's the worst fan moment in Philadelphia history, in my opinion.
The thing is that those are the unintelligent fans.
Yep.
And the drunk ones, both. Here's what happened. Going into that series, you had to have known that the Flyers against Pittsburgh, it was the worst draw we could have had. Now, with the way Washington's playing, we probably wouldn't have beaten them. But honestly, though, that was the matchup I wanted. I wanted Washington so bad because we could have beaten Washington.
I think you could have.
I will say this right fucking now. The Flyers would have been able to fucking beat Washington. You want to know why? Because we did so well against them all goddamn year. For whatever reason, they could not figure us the fuck out. Holtby was not doing all that well, and he was having his injury problems. We could have exploited that shit beyond all belief. What happened was we drew Pittsburgh at the very end of the regular season, literally
the other
last
teams
day.
tanked.
Yeah,
they're like, we're not even going to play.
Yeah,
we're not showing
up. No,
up.
you know what the worst part of it is? I think it was a last-minute fuck you from Columbus and Jersey. Like, we know you're not good against Pittsburgh. Fuck you.
We have a better chance. Well, we're all those teams now.
Well, here's the funny
they all lost in the first round.
To be fair, though, Columbus did have a fair shot at Washington. Now, the Devils, they were fucked no matter what happened. But, although they gave them a hard time rather than Boston, but still.
Yeah.
My thing about the fans is the unintelligent fans who clearly aren't watching for the regular season don't understand this team and don't understand the direction that it's going. This is a very young team that is still building.
It was almost a positive to make the playoffs.
Yes, it was a positive to make the playoffs, considering the fact that we made it last year. I mean, no, we didn't make it last year. We made it back this year, and we faced Pittsburgh. And you know what?
That series almost went 7.
I was pissed at the way it was being played, though.
Yeah.
I was pissed off because, there's no fire, there's no energy, there's no fucking nothing from them.
Especially game 1, they were flat.
Yeah, and then they came out game 3, game 4, flat as flat can be, flat-chested. And then back on to game 5. And again, it was looking like, oh, shit, we're going to get the same thing. They showed some fire. They showed some passion, and they went at it. And you know what? Game 6, they did it again.
Yeah.
And you know what? All I have to say is, I'm happy with that. They ended the series the way the series needed to be ended. They came out with that passion, that fire, that drive, and that intensity that says, guess what? You may beat us, but watch out next year, because next year you're going to be a little bit older and we're going to be still younger. And that's the best thing you could take out of that. So as a fan, if you understood where this team was, you wouldn't have done it.
Mhm.
But you're frauds. You're idiots. You don't know what you're talking about. Shut the fuck up. We are not firing Hacksaw because you're the same goddamn morons that are probably saying it too.
Well said, Matty.
It's a shame that 5 goals wasn't enough. When the other team scored 8. Sorry.
Should I hit the music?
Yes.
now?
Should I cue the music?
All right. So with that,
Lost for words.
we will be not back next week
Nah, it's a shame.
because the station is taking, I guess, a summer break.
Yeah, a little mini break.
Yeah, and then when we come back, we will have our
I won't be back for another week after that.
yes, you'll have your
sadly.
birthday names. However, I will be doing some homework, so hopefully you're tuning in, Mike, for a quick sec, as I will be giving off the porn names for all of the 31. It's weird I gotta say that NHL teams in the league, and that'll be for all of your viewing and listening pleasure. With that being said, we will see you in a couple of weeks here. This is Last Call, all brought to you by Scanzano Sports Center, located at 5 Carnegie Plaza in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. You can give them a call at 856-889-3434 or visit them on the web at www.scanzanosports.com. This is the Hockey Happy Hour on A2DRadio.com. I am Matt Tsutsuti. That's a Penguin lover over there, Michael Klenkoff. We had Mr. Ryan Brodo right behind the boards.
The debut.
The debut of him as our producer.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah,
Yes,
no problem.
it's a pleasure.
Anytime you would like to produce, you are more than welcome.
Just give me a call. I'm here anyway.
Yeah, there you go. With that being said, folks, we will see you all in a couple of weeks here on A2DRadio.com. Be safe. Be happy. We'll see you.
Let's go Tampa.
Peace.